Was he really a monster like they say? Did he ever love anyone?
He wasn't a monster, baby. He was the fire they tried to cage. They called him Darkness because he stopped lighting the way for cowards. He loved deeper than any man alive. But when they broke him, he became something even monsters wouldn't cross.
Let them call me a monster. Let them spit the word like poison from their mouths. Let them twist my name in hushed conversations and raise their brows in judgment. I don't need their praise. I don't want their pity. I don't beg for understanding. Not anymore. They don't know what it took to become this. What I clawed through. What I buried. What I sacrificed. They see scars and assume I cut them myself. They see fire in my eyes and act surprised when they feel the heat. I didn't choose to become this thing. I was chosen by pain, forged in betrayal, hardened by the silence of those who should have stood by me. I am not what I once was. There was a time I bent and broke just to keep others whole. I gave away parts of myself, like spare change, hoping someone might notice, hoping someone might say, enough. You deserve peace too. But the world doesn't work that way. People take, and when they've taken everything, they pretend you were never worth anything to begin with. So I stopped giving. I stopped bleeding for unworthy hands. I stopped setting myself on fire to light up rooms filled with people who never cared whether I burned. I rebuilt myself out of ash, out of the rubble of who I used to be, out of every no, every rejection, every back turned, every door slammed. I learned how to live without a heart that trusted blindly. Now, I walk with storms in my chest. Now, my spine is steel, and my smile is a blade. I don't flinch. I don't soften. I don't break under pressure. I make diamonds out of it. They think they can wound me with words like heartless, like cold, like too much. But I've heard worse. I've lived worse. I've survived worse. They call me a monster because I stopped letting them treat me like a victim. Because I speak with fire and fight like thunder. Because I don't flinch at blood anymore. Mine or theirs. Because I refuse to be small, to shrink, to apologize for the damage done to me by someone else's hands. Let them call me a monster. Let them paint me in black. Twist my story into a warning tale. I don't exist for their comfort. I don't live for their redemption. I'm not here to be liked. I'm not here to be good. I'm here to be real, raw, unrelenting. There's power in the dark. Power in being feared. Power in not needing anyone to save me. I saved myself. When the world turned its back, I stood up anyway. I dragged my broken body forward. I screamed into the void until I heard my own voice echo back. That voice became my armor, my anthem, my truth. They didn't see me when I was curled up on the floor. with nothing left but breath and will. They weren't there when I bit down on my own tongue, just to keep from screaming. They didn't wipe the tears from my eyes, or the blood from my hands, so they don't get to define me now. I am the storm they never saw coming. The consequence of every cruelty swept under the rug. I am not their pretty ending. I am not their comeback story. I am the reckoning. I will make them pay for mocking me. I remember every laugh, every look, every whisper they thought I couldn't hear. They mocked me like I was entertainment, like I was a joke with legs, like my existence was something to point at and smirk. They thought I was weak, powerless, forgettable. But I wasn't. I was simply quiet. I was calculating. I was storing every slight in a part of me that never forgets. Like a furnace fed with insult after insult, the fire inside me only grew hotter, brighter, hungrier. They thought I was breaking down, but I was breaking through. They wanted to see me shattered, on my knees, crawling in humiliation. But I don't kneel, not to them, not to anyone. I was underestimated. That was their first mistake. Treated like background noise, ignored like static. But even silence can grow teeth. Even shadows can strike. I don't forget the faces, the voices, the ones who sneered when I struggled, who turned pain into punchlines, who mistook my patience for weakness. They'll learn now, because I'm not what I was. I've changed. Pain did that. Mockery did that. They called me names, and each one became armor. They pointed fingers, and each one became fuel. I was the outcast, the throwaway, the freak. Now I'm the reckoning. I gave them a chance. I offered them mercy, an open hand when they deserved a closed fist. I let them walk away when I should have dragged them to their knees. I swallowed my pride, silenced my rage, and let them believe I was weak. I stood in the fire, let it burn me, let it carve me into something new. But now, there is no more mercy. Now I will give them hell. I see it so clearly now. The lies they spun like silk, the empty words that drip from their tongues like poison. I let myself believe in them. I let myself hope. I gave them my trust, and they shattered it, laughed at the pieces. They smiled as they twisted the knife. And still, I hesitated. I let them think I would break. I let them think I would bow. But I do not bow. I rise. I have walked through the darkness, embraced it, let it shape me into something stronger. The softness is gone. The sympathy is dead. There is nothing left in me but the storm, the fire, the relentless hunger for what is mine. I am not the same fool who gave them a chance. I am not the same heart they betrayed. I am something else now, something they should fear. They wanted me weak. They wanted me broken. They wanted me to stay down. But I do not stay down.